So I'm sure you guys see it all of the time. People saying, hey, you could retire early on the wheel strategy or selling options, but how feasible actually is it, specifically running this with roughly 20 to 30 Delta contracts? In today's video, we're going to be talking about just that. And if you drop a comment down below, you're also going to get my full early retirement guide, the 5 income sources that I'm primarily going to be using during my retirement years. But without further ado, let's get into it, guys. And while you're down there dropping that comment, I would really appreciate a like and a follow. It really helps this channel grow more than you know. But first things first is when I'm selling options, especially when I'm going to be selling options during my retirement, you guys, I'm going to be focusing on very conservative stuff. I mean, for the most part, I already focus on a lot of conservative strategies. I'm going to show you guys a key difference with this. So I'm going to assume you already kind of know what the wheel strategy is, what cash secured puts are. We'll kind of briefly cover all that. But I want to show you guys one of the big ones that I'll be doing is primarily running the SPY weekly wheel, right? So let me show you guys how this looks like. And I'll also share with you guys a couple other stocks as well that I plan to use. So first things first, obviously we're going to go to the trade options section of our dashboard. I'm just using Robinhood here because I know a lot of you guys like to use it. We're flipping to sell a put. All that means is we're willing to buy 100 shares of SPY, and I'm going to go out about a week. So let's just go out to roughly, let's just do the 9th for this educational example, right? We'll just go just over a week here. Okay. Now, what are we looking for, right? This is saying we're willing to buy 100 shares of SPY on January 5th. And of course, we get to name that price as well. Okay. We get to name that price as well. Obviously, at the time of recording this, we're a little bit after hours, so the numbers will be a little bit skewed, but you could see we're trading at 690 on the dot. And we could say, you know what? Hey, if it drops to 685 in 9 days, right? We could buy it for 685 and we would collect, what do we collect? $150 of premium on that specific trade. Now, looking at that delta, you can see that's a delta of a 0.26. So really not aggressive enough for me, right? The thing is, like, you really, especially when you're running this on like a SPY or a QQQ, ETFs, not companies, ETFs have historically always come back and hit all-time highs, right? You got to be a little bit more aggressive, unfortunately, at least in my personal opinion. Obviously, go do your own research. This is just my strategy that I like to deploy. So 685 is kind of not really appealing enough to me. Going to 686, we're right at 0.29. 687, we're at a little too aggressive with the 0.33. So right here is the kind of sweet spot, 0.30, 30% chance of assignment, 70% chance of expiring worthless, meaning we will not have to buy the 100 shares. So coming over here, if we sell this specific contract, we would collect just about $170. Let's just say right in the middle of that bid-ask spread, we're collecting $170 on that specific put. And let me zoom in here on my cash secured put calculator. All my calculators are free, guys. Just attend the Ark Options Strategy Workshop. First link down below in the description of today's video. $170 on that put. We're collecting and we are locking up $68,600. $68,000. That's a lot of money we locking up there, folks. And we're locking that up for just about 9 days for about a 0.25% return. Is that worth it? Is it not? I don't know. You got to make those decisions for yourself. But obviously, the risks of this strategy are this, right? First and foremost, right? If on the 5th, SPY is trading above $686, let's say it's still at 690 or at 700, right? We don't buy our shares, obviously, right? Our collateral is freed up and we could run the play for the following week to write ourselves another paycheck, right? The second thing that can happen though, and this is the big risk, is let's say, right, that SPY is trading at 685, 680, whatever it is, right? If that's the case, you're on the hook to buy it at 686, okay? That's the big risk of this strategy. Now, why would I do this primarily on SPY, right? Well, when we look at SPY historically, I'll just go to this basic chart here on Robinhood and go max out. SPY has always come back and recovered and hit all-time highs. Now, obviously, past performance is not indicative of future results, but in my personal opinion, if SPY never recovers, even if I'm holding it for a few years, like for example here, right, when we had the big drop in 2021, look, it took a couple of years before we hit all-time highs again. You got to be prepared for that. This is the stock market, baby. It gets the best of us, and look at this. Look at this run up that we're having. You know, I expect a big pullback like this again in the future, not to kind of go off here. But with that said, I feel comfortable being stuck, quote unquote stuck, holding SPY if I end up getting a sign, because I know I'm a long-term investor, right? Like, I do love selling options. I treat this like a business to generate premium and income, but at the same time, I'm only selling options on companies that if I have to end up holding them, right, I'm okay with it, right? And trust me, I've been burned many times. Let me know in the comments if you have ever been burned and stuck holding stocks. That's why I primarily only focus on good quality names, ETFs, dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, stuff like that, that really I'm not going to beat myself up over if I end up having to hold that bag. Now, coming back over to the calculator, okay, is this trade worth it? In my opinion, maybe. If I'm purely just going for income play, like just purely, I just want to write myself a paycheck, and let's say I'm playing with, about $500,000, right? And I lock up $400,000, and I just want to, quote unquote, write myself a paycheck and make $1,000 a week. I'm locking up a lot of money. Sure, I'm getting out 0.25% a week on this specific trade. Obviously, not financial result vary. These are only the numbers I'm seeing on my screen at the time of recording this. But me personally, with the SPY, right, you got to, unfortunately, with the ETFs, be a little bit more aggressive. Now, let's kind of, obviously, the further up we go to the money, right, we're collecting a tremendously more premium, but we're also taking on tremendously more risk, right? So you have to weigh those for yourself. But the reason SPY is the way it is because SPY has recovered, right? It has usually recovered and coming back and hit all-time highs. But let's go take a look at like a QQQ, another very popular one that we could do. Similar kind of chart pattern. If we look at here on the max, always has come back, right, and reached all-time highs again. And if we go to trade QQQ options, let's kind of leave everything the same here. We'll go out to that January 5th date right here. Now, obviously, this isn't like your standard Friday expiration. I do usually like to have my stuff expiring on Fridays, just obviously just to be at the time of recording this. I wanted to go over the 6-day mark, so that just FYI. But with that said, look at the premiums a little bit better here, right? So let's go look at 620s on SPY. That's a 0.34, a little too aggressive. Let's look at the 30 delta here. 31 delta slightly. Let's look 618. Okay, 0.28. So let's do the 0.28. Actually, let's do 619s because that's like way not like 0.02 off. So 619s, right? We're collecting 229. Let's take a look at the bid ask spread. Let's just say call it 230, right? Collecting 230, right? And I always like to, when I'm looking at this kind of stuff, guys, I always copy and paste it. And this is how I do it. I want to see, right, what all my trade options specifically are, right? And then I'm locking up $61,900 on this specific trade. So $61,900, right? And right, if I did again 6 contracts, right, I'm now getting just about a 0.4% return in about a week, right? I'm collecting a lot more premium. Look how that number doesn't seem like it's that much more, right? But it is. Look, we go from a 0.25 to a 0.37. That's an extra almost $400 that you're collecting. Okay, so which is the better trade? Well, this is why you look at annual return, guys, right? This is why I have this in my premium calculators, because if I'm not able to get at least like that, get to that 12%, like what's the actual point of this, right? So in my opinion, this would be the one that I'd primarily be focusing a little bit more on. Now, I can do it either way. I can play closer to the money to get myself up over that, 12 to 15% annualized, or, I can look at individual stocks as well. Now, when I'm picking individual stocks, I'm really focusing in on the boring stuff. I'm focusing on dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, right? Stuff that is a dividend paying stock, okay? I can't stress this enough. I primarily even though I do like SoFi Weekly, I do love SoFi so much right now, trading options on it, but like specifically talking about retirement, I wouldn't be dumping like hundreds of thousands of dollars into SoFi because it's extremely volatile. Now, maybe I allocate about 5% of my portfolio to do a SoFi wheel or something like that. But again, if I'm running my retirement years, the last thing I want to do is dumping it into like a high flying stock. So like, for example, let's take a really boring one that I really like selling options on, and that is Pepsi. Okay, so taking a look at here on Pepsi again, right, has always kind of, for some, it's been in a bit of a downtrend here, but for the most part, it has recovered. Now, will it? We don't know, right? We don't know. I do love the acquisition of Poppy that they recently did. I'm still very bullish on this company long term, that it will come back and hit all-time highs again, but we are in a slump here, which isn't a bad thing for us option sellers to be getting stocks at discounts, right? But with that said, let's go look at the actual returns on this side. So again, I'll just go out. So in this case, we'll just do, sorry, we'll just do the January 2nd. But that's just not gonna. It's just not gonna. The numbers. I wouldn't do that trade, at least right now. So I'll just go out 13 days. So bear with me on that, guys. Right? We don't have the that other expiration date. So let's go take a look here, and we're currently trading at 143. If we go look at the 142s, we got a 0.31 delta. Okay, perfect, right? This one we're getting about, let's just call it $90 of premium between the bid and ask spread. We'll look at $90 premium here, right? And we're locking up here, right? A lot less, so 14,200. Now, this always depends on how many contracts you do, guys. Obviously, every one of us has different budgets, different lifestyle needs. But take a look at this one. We're getting about a 0.63. Now, obviously, this one is a 13-day expiration, right? But still, you can see our annualized return is a little bit higher. Now, listen, when you're looking at this annualized return and the trade amounts per year, obviously, like, let's logic, right? You're obviously not going to be able to pull this trade off. There's going to be times where you get assigned and you're doing your covered calls and stuff. This is just a rough gauge, okay? Just high level if I would do a particular trade or not, okay? But in this case, you could see I am bumped up a little bit more, almost 3% here on this specific trade with Pepsi, right? And obviously, my premium that I'm collecting is going to be a lot more. Obviously, my collateral, if I'm like working with like a $400,000 account or something like that, is a lot less as well. So you have to weigh those risks for yourself. What I usually like to do is I like diversification, right? So I'll look at like Procter and Gamble. I will look at J&J's. I will look at some more of even the riskier stuff that still pays a nice dividend, like even like a Kenvue and stuff like that. Like I like those stocks, but then also I'm going to be looking at primarily like SPYs and QQQs, because even though, like, look, if I'm still able to capture about, let's just call it 0.5% playing close to the money per week, I am very, very happy with that, right? Especially since the biggest risk of the strategy I'm sharing with you guys is assignment. Assignment is the biggest risk of this, and the way you lose money with selling options is you get stuck holding a stock and it never recovers, all right? Like, like that's the biggest risk of this. If you get stuck holding a stock and it never recovers, you're not able to do covered calls on it, even if you go out for your expiration like a year. Listen, that shit has happened to me when I got into selling options, and I would go and start selling puts on stuff that was giving me 4 or 5% a month on my premium. Next thing you know, I'm assigned, and guess what? Stock plummets down well below my assigned price. I'm not even able to do covered calls, and I'm stuck holding the bag for years and years and years. And that's the last thing I would want to see to happen one of you guys, because in my opinion, this is the best trading strategy. But the problem with this strategy, guys, is it's boring, right? When it's boring, we want excitement. We want that adrenaline. And unfortunately, selling options, it's very routine. It's very boring, right? When you're doing this for a year, you're like, hey, a couple times every day, check my phone for 5 minutes, execute my trades, and move on with my life. But a lot of people, they're like, I want to scratch that itch. I want to get into something, get some bigger gainers, right? And that's where you really get stuck. And that's why I love this strategy so much, because once you kind of get in a rhythm and a routine, it fits into your life so well. You don't need to micromanage this to infinity and beyond. So if you want to learn more about this strategy, I have a 90-minute training for you. Click the first link in the description of today's video. That's the Ark Options Workshops, 90 minutes of training there for you. Plus, I'm going to give you my premium calculators here completely for free, as well as my full trade log, because you need to keep yourself organized. Your broker will not organize you very well with using this strategy. So if you want all that, plus 90 minutes of incredible training on setting this kind of stuff up and this kind of system for yourself, click the first link in the description of today's video, guys. Remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I will see y'all tomorrow.